All right, folks, a million recipes out there on how to make all sorts of delicious chicken wings. We're gonna show you how to make juicy chicken wings with an air fryer. No wasted oil, no greasy house. Let's get into it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right.
It's a two-stage cook. The first stage is to cook the chicken wings perfect so they kind of have juicy, fall off the bone. We use flour, we use baking powder, and we season with salt and pepper. You can use AP flour, bread flour, Wondra, even cornstarch.
So what's this?
This is AP flour.
AP.
So we decided to go with the most common one that everyone probably has at home. And so we decided to go in the direction of dredging. This is like a dry mix that you coat the wings with. We explored doing like a batter or like a three-stage breading, flour, egg, breadcrumbs. And you're just adding so much moisture from the eggs. It's really hard to get all that moisture out. So you're gonna get kind of a soggy, just kind of boring bready. I wouldn't even call it crust. It's just a little breading on the outside.
I wouldn't even call it crust. It's just a boring outside.
So pretty much you start with 2% of your flour.
So 1,000 grams of wings, 20 grams of flour.
About 25 or so. It doesn't need to be exact. 1% flour for seasoning.
You have a very specific ratio of dry, dusty coating stuff. And that's really important because with air frying, you have less margin of heating it up, getting it crispy before overcooking and drying it out.
I've seen a lot of air fry recipes for chicken wings out there, and I've kind of noticed all of them are kind of coated in a glaze, and that's their way of like kind of distracting you from that
Hiding
there's
it.
no crispy.
But these are no BS crispy wings, air fried.
So I like to let these sit for about 5 minutes. That flour and baking powder is going to begin to hydrate. Then we're going to give them one more toss, and then we're going to put them on our baking rack. So hang tight.
I'll just hit start. What do you want the settings to be, Nick?
Bake 325.
And then what, minutes? 30?
Well, let's get it preheating for 30, yeah.
Boom. Wings, dredged, flour. They're looking like they're absorbing most of that flour now, right?
Most of it. There'll be a little bit extra in there. Well,
They look good.
ready to go. So your baking rack, put parchment below if you want to work clean. I like to put parchment between my food and the foil. Just kind of always a good rule of thumb. But we're actually steaming here, so we're going to be adding a little bit of water to it. Helps get it going.
You just want like a couple tablespoons, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
Let's do it.
All right. Rack setting 5 for the first stage.
So 30 minutes. I'll just leave it at 29. Just in case I forget for a minute. These chicken wings are cooked.
Yep, 30 minutes, been braising. They're juicy, they're moist, they're tender.
They're
all of our starch is
wet.
hydrated.
But they're not air fried at all, right?
Nope.
Okay, so next up.
Next
Take them
step,
out, air
take
fry.
them out. Ah, don't do that, Greg.
Let's see here. What do we want? Air fry at what?
450.
Just kidding. Observe. Behold.
So you can go right into air frying now. You can pop these in the fridge.
Now I'm gonna ask a question. Have we done the homework where like I can do a couple batches of these, then I go from the fridge and just air fry, air fry, air fry?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so we have those times and temperatures?
Yeah.
And they'll be in the activity? So when you come to the website here, you'll be like, oh, I can do a few batches, and then I'll just like air fry them round after round from the fridge or something?
Yeah, I would say you don't even really need to do much different. You know,
Oh, really?
'cause, yeah, during the air fry, the internal temp is just going to kind of rise back up to just where you want it, so it's warm all the way through. So maybe just add an extra like 2 or 3 minutes to it. Super easy. The reason why you use an air fry rack is because it's going to allow the air to kind of circulate around the food a lot more, so all sides are going to end up getting crispy. All right, let's air fry. Transfer these over to the air fry rack. Now it's important to have a bit of space between all of them.
This technique, this recipe, will just always guarantee you super crispy, super juicy wings. Then you can flavor them whatever you want. You can do like a Christmas spice, you can do Super Bowl, whatever's, you know, blue cheese, Frank's Red Hot.
So with air fry racks, obviously stuff might drip. You could put a tray below it if you want. That's just one more thing to clean. We've noticed with shorter air fries, like 10-15 minutes, you can actually just pop a piece of parchment in there. And by the time it's done cooking, the paper won't even be burnt. It'll just be a little bit kind of amber in color. So just easy, cheap hack. It's already dirty, so let's use it. So slide this guy in.
That's judgment.
All right, 450. We're gonna go for 10 to 15 minutes until golden.
Let's take a little peek. They're looking pretty darn good. Should we call it? I'm gonna try to get this parchment out here at the same time. Woo! If there's nothing underneath, you get way more airflow, right?
Yep.
Crispier bottoms. When you put parchment or tray under it, less crispy bottoms, but less mess. Dun, dun, dun. This is what Nick was talking about with this parchment, though. Look, all that's not in your oven, right? So you just throw that in the compost. I'll take a jab at traditional fried chicken wings over this because it's pretty rare that you have, definitely at home, but even in most like bars or wherever you're gonna get chicken wings, that you have the consistency of that like comfy, juicy meat and that crispy skin. Okay, I'll try some. Oh my God, already. No, I mean the spice hits you so quick. Not your regular chicken wings. These are air fried chicken wings. No oil, no grease, no stinky kitchens. Super juicy on the inside. And super crispy on the outside.